Gemini, happy April. I'm Desi. This is my channel, Starchaeology Tarot, and we're about to do a real deep starchaeological dig. That's just my word for a tarot reading. I'm so excited to see what is in store for you guys for April. If you have a specific intention to set, question to ask, desire to manifest, something in your life that you want to focus on, that you want guidance or wisdom about, please take the time to do that now. Focus on that. Focus your energies on that as I shuffle. I'm gonna tune in with spirit. We're gonna call up the divine. I also want to take a moment before we begin to thank you all who have liked and subscribed. Your support means so much to me. I'm so grateful to have you be part of this magical collective. So thank you for being here. Thank you for offering your spirit, your energy, your feedback, your smiles, your light. There's no one like you in the world, and it's an honor and a privilege to get to connect with you in this way. So thank you. Sometimes when I wear my hair like this, I feel like they're a set of ears. And let that be some serious symbolism, because I got double the listening skills right now as we pull some cards. And with that, Gemini, let us dive into your April tarot reading. So Gemini, we have the Page of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Wands. April is largely about looking at a challenge that you're facing a different way. So the Page of Swords is so very different from the Knight of Swords energy. It rather than rushing in and attacking a problem with swift rationale and practicality and logic, with the specific goal of resolving that conflict, of solving that conflict here, resolving that conflict here, with an idea, a decision. The Page of Swords suggests a much more easygoing approach to a problem, because this might be a problem that cannot be solved here. And so the way you go about facing this is actually through a sort of mental detachment from that problem. It's almost a mental setting of boundaries, and it's that gives you a stronger intellectual, mental foundation that can then support your true goals, the true fire that compels you, the goals of yours that you want to set, so that all your energy goes into actually accomplishing your goals instead of solving other people's problems for them. The thing is, Gemini, some of you might be feeling like you can't follow your dreams, or you can't go on your own adventure. You can't be that Knight of Wands on your own quest and be as unique as you want to, be as unconventional in the approach of your own, in the pursuit of your own dreams. Because the Three of Wands is such an Aries card, and we're in Aries season now, which is interesting. But this unique approach of yours, this unconventional approach that is coming from gut wisdom, that's coming from your own unique brand of creativity, as you approach your own desires, your own dreams, it's almost like you feel like you can't do that, or you don't deserve to do that, until you mentally solve these problems, these challenges that are in front of you, that you see in your path, but they don't have to be in your path. You place them in your path by giving them your attention. And as soon as you detach yourself from them, at least just in a mental capacity, they evaporate from your path. They vanish from your path. The path towards what you want becomes a lot clearer. It becomes a lot more straightforward. And it becomes less about checking boxes that then grant you permission to chase your dreams, and more about listening to the signs and signals from the divine that are already there, waiting for you to notice them, because the divine is trying to co-create your dreams with you. Swords and wands are both suits of action, whereas cups and pentacles are much more passive. They're much more introspective suits. These are outer focused suits. But the shift from swords to wands action is a shift from a very fear-based, fear-driven action, much more concerned with communication with others, appearance towards others, appearance of yourself, to others, and judgment of others. All of these things live in the realm of swords, the realm of words and thought. And when our action only comes from that place, we can't necessarily deem our action as being authentic to the goals we say we prioritize. We can't necessarily deem that action as being authentic to our highest selves, authentic to our highest goals, our purest selves, because what gets in the way is the thoughts and words of others. And this Page of Swords is very much about detaching yourself from other people's words so that you can create and create a new foundation for yourself from which you can have this Knight of Wands quest, because you are on a quest and you haven't allowed yourself really full investment in this adventure yet because of your focus on swords energy. So moving from that Page of Swords, swords-oriented action to wands-oriented action. Wands-oriented action is still action-based. It is still often reactive, sometimes spontaneous and impulsive. But the difference is that impulse comes from gut wisdom. That impulse comes from desire, not from fear. And if it's a desire, you even have to look at those desires more closely, because the desire itself should come from nothing but your core. If that desire is coming from fear, you could say, oh, well, this is a wands worthy pursuit or a wands worthy action because it's something that I want. But question why you want it. If why you want it is because you're trying to avoid certain judgment, or you're trying to attract certain judgment from others, then that desire may be parading as a wands-oriented action when really it's a swords-oriented action. It's really a desire that is parading as a desire, but really it's a fear. And it's fear that's dictating what you want and why you want it. Detaching from the words, the judgments, the thoughts of others. And in some cases for you, Geminis, I'm seeing this as words and thoughts of a version of yourself in your own mind, almost your inner censor. Geminis, you're no stranger to duality. You know that there is a version of yourself always, at all times, that is your authentic self, and there's always this twin version too that's always there and always in opposition with that aligned version of yourself. Don't mistake the space you hold for the duality of your existence as being a reason to paralyze yourself. You'll always have a voice that is entertaining the opposite scenario, that's entertaining an alternative opinion. Make sure that whichever voice is the one that is rooted in gut action, that comes from a light place, that's the one that you associate with your higher self. And that's not to say that gut action can't sometimes be advising you to be cautious. The difference is that that's a non-emotionally charged kind of caution. When your gut is telling you, wait, there's peace in it. There's not anxiety in it. There's peace. And you might say, oh, that seems fearful if I'm telling myself to wait. But there's certain types of fear serve us. Certain types of fear are aligned with our higher paths, our higher self. They're completely divorced from opinions and judgments of others, but they are rooted in just a deep sense of knowing. And when fear comes from that place, that's fear to be listened to. That is fear to be trusted. It's a non-emotional, non-triggering kind of fear. If what your fear is doing is triggering you in some way, or it's the potential of being triggered in some way that is dictating your action, then you can be sure that that is coming from a place that is not your highest self. That is a place that's coming from trauma, from conditioning, from old belief systems that you've inherited, dogmas that you've been indoctrinated into. These are not necessarily things that belong to you, and not necessarily the voice of God in you. So the big message here, Gemini, is that you have an opportunity in April to start on your own path, start on your own adventure. And this really is, both of these cards have to do with starting a certain adventure, an adventure towards whatever it is that you want, a true desire of yours. But that adventure rests completely on what makes you an individual, what makes you unique. So as long as you are concerned with popular opinion or the opinion of others about your journey, you will probably be limiting how far you get along that adventure, because progress along the adventure is only possible when you honor what makes you unique and what makes you different. When you honor the impulse to avoid conforming for the sake of conforming. That Three of Wands, it's like what makes you different, what others might label as quirky or strange. You have superpowers that lie there. Your mission lies there. Your adventure lies there. Your quest, your true quest towards soul purpose. Where your life force is pushing you. All of that lies in what makes you different, what makes you unique, what makes you unconventional. And you have to be able to celebrate it and accept it first if you want to walk down that path. You cannot walk down that path if you do not detach yourself mentally from people, from words, from thoughts that keep you from embracing what makes you different, or that keep you in a state of constantly conforming. Really beautiful, Gemini. I would love to hear what this adventure is for you that you're starting. Please feel free to comment below. Also, Strength card at the bottom of the deck. This is something that requires real patience on your behalf, real endurance, and that may be tested on this quest. What you need to have endurance in is, it takes endurance to be authentic, to be authentically you. It takes endurance and strength to be a true individual. It's not something that you can prove once and then you've proven yourself. There will always be pressures, there will always be temptations to fall within convention, to be seduced by the herd. Your test of strength is one of longevity. And this is very important. This is not something that you can achieve through the kind of strength we see in the Chariot, of just forcing yourself through sheer will. This is a kind of inner strength to confront yourself calmly and without fear. It means allowing not just eliminating the lion, the monsters within us, but allowing those monsters to come out so that they can be faced, so that we can make room for them in our lives, not just suppress them and ignore them. As long as we suppress them and ignore them, then we remain afraid of them. They remain foreign to us and separate from us. But in the Strength card, we see her taming the lion because she recognizes that the lion represents all these feelings, fears, desires, confusions that the ego suppresses in an attempt to control life, to control your path. That is an illusion that you can actually control your path by suppressing important parts of yourself. That it will give you a false sense of control, but it will never be true control. Strength is opening up your personality, opening up your character, almost like a Pandora's box. But the thing is that we think it's Pandora's box when we first open it, and when we actually do, and when we get into the muck and the depth of it, we realize that this is not a Pandora's box at all. This is a box of blessings. This is a box of gifts. The only opportunity, Gemini, to exercise strength and reap its rewards is an opportunity where strength is actually required. Times of difficulty, times of emotional strain. Remember that. That's the only time that strength can actually be tested. When you can actually exhibit strength is when you need strength in order to push through something. Don't let the lion in your quest towards your desires become your enemy and destroy you from the inside out. You can be on the same team here. This is a feminine form of strength that is required. It's an inner strength. And learning this kind of strength, Gemini, is something that will serve you for infinity. We see the infinity symbol above her head in the Strength card. This is something that is a sustainable kind of strength, that it's like creating a reserve within yourself from which you can draw power throughout your life. The work you do now in this challenge, in this quest, is something that will serve you for a very long time, as long as you put in real work and real effort to cultivate that kind of inner strength, to confront all parts of yourself, all desires, all quirks, all things that are unconventional and perhaps unpopular. You will emerge from this, Gemini, stronger than you have ever been before. So as scared or fearful as you might be, I say open your arms to this experience. Detach yourself from thought, because you won't think your way out of it. You won't logically solve the lions, the monsters within you, without having to face them. And there's nothing scary about them at the root of it. When you actually face them, you'll see there's nothing scary there in the first place. Okay, now we're really done, Gemini. Thank you so much. I would love to hear what this is for you. Feel free to comment below and share yourself with me if you feel so compelled. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please share this channel with anyone who you think would get something out of it, who needs support right now. Encouragement, stability, anchoring, strength. That's what this community is for. I so appreciate you. I love you, and I'm wishing you so much light as you move through April, as you move through this quest of wands. I'm excited to see where you are come May. I love you. Bye.